So you did it. You drove home that shiny new electric car, feeling amazing about the future. You pull into your garage, you're ready to plug it in for the first time, and then it hits you. There's this one huge question that maybe you didn't think to ask.
And for a whole lot of new EV owners, the answer is, well, a pretty shocking no. You want to install a fast, powerful Level 2 charger, but it turns out your home's electrical panel is already jam-packed, running your air conditioning, your oven, and pretty much everything else.
And that's when you get the gut punch. You call up an electrician, and they deliver the bad news. To add that powerful new charger, you're going to need a full electrical service upgrade. We're talking about a project that's complicated, it takes a long time, and worst of all, it is incredibly expensive.
Yeah, we're talking thousands, and in some cases, it can be up to $20,000. Just let that sink in for a second. It's this massive, totally unexpected cost that can turn that EV dream into a financial nightmare before you've even charged the car once.
But this is the real question, right? What if there was a smarter way to do this? A way to intelligently manage your home's power so you can add that big 50 or 60 amp circuit to a panel that's already full and do it safely without that huge upgrade. Okay, so let's get into the solution. Meet ChargeXcel. Now, it's not actually a charger itself. Think of it more like a smart energy management system. It's this compact little box that an electrician installs right next to your existing panel, and it sits right between the circuit breaker and your EV charger. It basically becomes the brain for your car's power supply. So, how does this little box actually pull this off? Well, it all boils down to two key technologies for managing your home's electrical load. Something called load shedding and dynamic load balancing. Let's break them down. First up, we've got load shedding. The easiest way to think about this is like the ultimate safety feature. It's always watching your home's total power use. If that usage gets too high, say you turn on the oven and the AC kicks in at the same time, it acts like a simple, powerful switch and just cuts power to the EV charger. Boom, prevents an overload. It's a guaranteed safety net. But, you know, load shedding is kind of like using a hammer when you might need a scalpel. It's a bit of a blunt instrument. And that's where the smart part comes in, dynamic load balancing. Instead of just shutting the charger off, DLB uses Wi-Fi to constantly talk to your car, adjusting the charging speed up or down in real time, all based on how much power your house is using at that exact moment.
So here's the best way to picture the difference. Load shedding, that's your emergency brake, a simple on-off switch. Dynamic load balancing, on the other hand, is like a smart throttle. One just stops everything completely, while the other one intelligently slows things down to keep you charging safely and as fast as possible.
Okay, let's see what this looks like in the real world. Over here on the left, the house is using a ton of power, right? So ChargeXcel automatically tells the car, hey, slow down your charging. But then check out the right side. It's the middle of the night, nobody's using much power, so it cranks the charging speed way up. And the best part? It's all happening completely automatically in the background.
The whole thing is basically this constant smart loop. First, its sensors are monitoring your home's total power draw like second by second. From that, it figures out exactly how much extra power is available for charging. Then it talks to your EV and tells it to speed up or slow down. And only, and I mean only, if there's absolutely zero spare capacity will it pause the charge.
Okay, so you might be thinking, wait a minute, load shedding, dynamic load balancing? I've kind of heard of these before. And you'd be right, they've been around. But what makes ChargeXcel really special, what's really new here, is how it brings them together. This right here, this is the secret sauce. While other systems might do one or the other, ChargeXcel is the first to mash them together into one single compact unit. It uses that smart wireless DLB for its day-to-day fine-tuning, but it always has that hardwired load shedding function as its ultimate unbreakable backup plan. And that's why this combo is such a game changer. I mean, the smart DLB is amazing, right? But what happens if your Wi-Fi drops out or the car's software has a hiccup? Well, without that connection, DLB can't do its job. But with ChargeXcel, it honestly doesn't matter. If that smart link ever breaks, that hardwired load shedding feature is always on duty, ready to physically cut the power and make sure your home is safe. It's total peace of mind. So, let's bring it all home. What does this actually mean for you, the EV owner? The payoff really boils down to three huge things: massive savings, guaranteed safety, and smart, optimized charging.
Let's talk money first, because the difference here is, well, it's staggering. Instead of that massive, potentially 5-figure bill for a full panel and service upgrade, you're looking at the much smaller cost of the device and a pretty standard installation. You get to skip all the permits, the crazy rewiring, the delays, and of course, that huge expense.
So let's just recap the big benefits here. First, you avoid those insanely expensive and complicated upgrades. Second, you are always getting the fastest charge your home can safely deliver at any given moment. Third, your home is protected from overloads, even if your internet goes down. Plus, all your energy data stays private, right there on the device. And it's all fully up to code, so electricians can install it with total confidence.
When you really think about it, this is so much more than just solving one person's charging problem. A device like this, it's not just some car accessory. It's really a foundational piece of technology for the smart energy home of the future. It's about making our homes way more intelligent and responsive to all our new electrical needs.
And that really leaves us with a much bigger question to chew on. As we all start adding more and more electric stuff to our homes, not just cars, but heat pumps, induction stoves, you name it, the strain on our electrical panels and the grid is just going to grow. The future isn't just about getting more power. It's about being way smarter with the power we already have. And that's exactly what this kind of technology is all about.